Before removing the power unit, you have to remove the burner assembly, all your fuel lines, and this whole fuel train assembly will end up loosening and moving out of the way. This unit looks a little different because it's an R&D model, so it has a few more bells and whistles to it, but your unit's essentially the same thing. First step would be to remove the shrouds off the fin. We'll remove this active clamp, this bolt here, as well as 2 bolts holding the clamp in place, as well as at the top there's a stiffener bracket. We'll remove that as well. Now that we have the stiffener and the active clamp off the fin base, we can go ahead and remove the burner. So to remove the burner, you have to loosen off the 3/4 inch bolts holding the burner plate up in its place. Lift up, twist, and then bring the whole assembly out. Okay, now that the 3 bolts are all loosened off here, we'll just go ahead and lift and twist, and the whole burner assembly comes out. Now we can go ahead, cut off all of the tie wraps on the power unit cables. We'll unterminate T100 and T101 from the terminal points here and cut off the stake-ons and pull the cables out through the back of the electrical box. Now that we got the stake-ons cut off, we can go ahead and pull the 2 power unit cables out, get them out of the way, leave the ground in place. We will reuse that. Now we're ready to set up the power unit puller. Actually, before we go ahead and set up the power unit puller, might as well get this fuel system pushed out of the way just to give us some more work room. So now we're at the part where we can install the power unit puller itself. This piece here will go on to the top of the power unit and thread onto this piece. And we'll install this piece at the very top, drop the rod through here, down through, and then we can push out the power unit from there. And we'll show you that in the video. Also just want to mention having a couple of 2x4s down below to catch your power unit or to set the new power unit on before lifting is a great idea. The power units are fairly hefty, so this way you don't have to sit there and hold it. So we'll go this piece first. Drop that in there. Kind of a pain, but once you get it, just threads on easy. There Marcy, maybe you can go up top and just hold it in place, and I'll tighten it.
Sure.
And then it's a little bit loose.
Okay.
Okay, should be good there. Now we'll install the top of the puller. We'll use these 2 bolts to hold it in place. We'll hand thread this rod down through. Okay, so now we've got the rod threaded all the way through, and it's sticking out approximately 3 inches. We'll go ahead and put this stopper on. And that uses a 1-inch Allen key. 1/8 of an inch Allen key. Now we can go ahead and install these spacers to open up the fin base. One at the bottom, one at the top. Now we can start moving the power unit down. We're just using a 12-volt drill with a 3/8 drive on it. Forward direction on the drill will push it down. I just want to check, make sure it is actually lowering. And it is. Power unit's down about 1/2 inch, maybe 1 inch. Okay, so we're at the point where we're pretty close to having the weight taken off by these 2x4s. Okay, that's good there. Okay, so maybe just go the opposite direction there with the drill, just a touch. Okay, so now I got the stopper on there. Now we got to remove the stopper in order to move the thread to the... Just gotta get this thread out of here. Okay. So now that that's out, you can slide the power unit out as it is like this. There's, you want to maybe hold that?
Yeah.
So that will continue the thread. Once you have your old power unit out, basically take these two pieces apart. You'll remove this power unit. Once you have your new power unit, I'd suggest using this as a base to sit it on. And there'll be a video that comes for greasing it. Grease your power unit up on here, and then you can just go ahead, install this back. And then you don't have to worry about picking it up and getting grease all over yourself or all over the place.
Apply an even 8 to 9 thou thick layer of heat transfer grease to the outside of the power unit and also to the inside of the fin base where the power unit will sit. Use a spatula or a roller to apply the grease. The thickness of the grease is important for proper cooling. To measure the thickness, use a wet film comb. Comb 2 inches along the surface. The wet film comb indicates thickness by the highest number scraped away. In this case, it is 9 thou thick. Protect your clothes. The grease is hard to wash off.
Yes. At this point, just get it up close to the fin base. Once you're close to the fin base, you got to make sure everything's lined up perfectly. Yeah, that's about it. So now just the opposite direction on the drill and pull the power unit back up.
You want me to hop up?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you should be good now. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay, slow it down, because now the top of the power unit's just getting close to the fin base here. This is where, if you feel tension,
Yeah.
just, there, yeah. We're good still there. It should be okay now until we get to the next point here. We got about 3 inches before we have to go really slow.
Okay.
Okay, about half or about an inch. Yeah, so about 10 inches left before it should stop.
Okay.
Right about just a little over an inch.
Good.
And you'll feel it just snug right up. Keep going. Right
There you
there.
go. Okay.
Okay. So just keep the tension on it there.
Yeah.
Remove these spacers. You can pop that one off at the top.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, now just all you want to do is just take that pressure off. So you just want to go the opposite direction and basically just touch the trigger kind of thing. Like you'll, let me see there. Yeah, so that's it there.
That's good.
Yeah, so the bottom's now unthreaded from that top piece. So we'll take the spacer off, or sorry, take the stopper off, and then we can take that right out.
Okay.
And unfortunately, we have to
Thread it out.
thread it back up. Okay. pop those two 5/16 bolts out there, that wall. Top of this off.
Yep. Okay.
And then you can pull out the other piece there. Okay. Let go.
Sure.
Yep. Let's see. Once you have your cables in and tie wrapped in place, we're going to be using two separate size terminals or stake-ons for the terminals themselves. The positive, which terminates to the shunt inside, uses it's got a bigger opening for the actual post, whereas the negative goes on the terminal strip itself, so it's got a smaller opening. And these are for a number 8 AWG American wire gauge insulated stake-on. Crimpers we use is this set here. Once you have the burner reinstalled, you just want to make sure it's centered in between these two legs, just so all your tubing lines back up. Go ahead at this point, reinstall the igniter assembly. Fuel system will have to be bolted back into place. Tubing reconnected to the pilot assembly. Tubing reconnected to the main venturi here for the burner. The exhaust tube will have to go back up. Exhaust will go back up top, drop down below. 4 bolts secure that into place. the active clamp will go back on to the fin base here. We'll get you the torque specs for that. But basically, the 2 aluminum blocks go on first, then you put this bolt on. And yeah, we'll get you all the information for that. As well as there's a stiffener bracket that goes back on top. The 3 bolts hold that into place. They all have a torque setting as well. We'll get you that information. So the last pieces to go on will be your shrouds that go on the front and the back of the tag. This clamp will go around the tag to secure it in place, and you'll want to tighten each one of these up individually until this shim no longer fits in the spacing of the spring. We don't have an actual torque spec. It's just until this doesn't go anymore. Just continue to tighten it until that doesn't fit.